Hello and welcome to another Monday Guitar Motivation. Hopefully you can see me and hear me okay. Please just throw in the chat hello and let me know if you can see me and hear me okay, and we'll go ahead and get started. I am live today. I'm back in my studio, so I am not gone. How you doing? Thank you so much for being here. It's so awesome. Edward is here. Very cool. Sean is here. Thank you everybody for being here. This is great. Fran is here. How you doing, Fran? So let me know if you can see me and hear me okay. Let me know if you can hear my guitar. Okay, and we'll go ahead and get started. So again, I don't want to take too much of your time. It's Monday. We all have to get started with our week, but I thought I would give you something to work on this week. Last week, we had talked about some major triads and trying to apply that to your fretboard. This week, we're going to do the same thing, only we're talking about minor triads and get you going with that a little bit, okay? So Alan is here. How you doing, Alan? So glad you're here, buddy. John is here, Brian is here, Glenn, Edward, Scott is here, Steve Jones is here, Andre is here. How you doing, buddy? And let's see here. Austin Mulaney is here. How you doing, Austin? Let's see here. Rizek, Rich is here. Yuha is here. So thank you, everybody. Already we have all kinds of people here. So let's go ahead and get started here. So last week what we did was I was just telling you how you could take one note like A and you could try and figure out Alan says, Alan Austin, if you don't know who Alan Austin is, super awesome, great guy. He says he's at home with COVID. I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. I hope you get better soon. That sucks. Great guitar player, great guy, for sure. So Sam is here, Daniel is here, Jamie is here. How you doing, Jamie? Very cool. So let's go ahead and get started. So last week we were talking about how we could take one note and we could learn how to play a major triad in 3 different ways around that note, okay? So let me just recap for 30 seconds here. So I was showing you how you could take A and you could play A, C sharp, and E to the left. And then we could take that same idea and play it over the top. And then we could go to the right and play the same thing. Okay? So we're taking the notes A, C sharp, and E. And again, it's okay if you don't know your theory, but that's what we're playing. And we're learning to play it to the left, we're learning to play it over the top, and we're learning to play it to the right. Okay? Today what we're going to do is we're going to do the exact same thing, but we're going to focus on minor, which means we're going to take the middle note and we're going to have to take that middle note and move it down 1 fret or 1/2 step. Doug Smith is here. How you doing, Doug? Felipe is here. Arlen is here. Duke is here. WCS is here. Dutch Demon Project, very cool, is here. Rick is here from Detroit. How you doing? There's also a Rick from Memphis here. Daniel Nunes is here. Very cool. So thank you for everybody for being here. David Whitmore is here. Eugene is here. Antonio is here. And Ram is here. Very cool. Awesome. I'm glad you're here. So, okay, so let's keep going. So let's take that same idea, but instead of playing it major, we're going to take the middle note and we're going to lower it 1 fret. So I'm going to be playing A and C and then E. Jeff is here. How you doing, bud? Ronnie from LA is here. Very cool. Thank you for being here, Ronnie. Mark is here. Dorian Gray, of course, is here. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so I'm playing A, C, and E. So I'm playing the 5th fret, the 3rd fret, and the 2nd fret. So now let's play that over the top. So I'm going to go A over to this C and then to the E here. So you'll notice when I'm playing it to the left, I'm using my pinky, my middle finger, and then my first finger. When I play it over the top, I'm going to put my middle finger on that A and then drop down to the C with my first finger and then go all the way up to the E on that 5th string as well, 7th fret. And what I want you to do is when you're learning this, if you've never done this before, make sure you're using your ears to listen to those sounds, to listen to those notes. Eric is here. How you doing, Eric? Gary from Scotland is here. Drew from the UK is here. Thank you, everybody, for being here. This is great. Antonio is here from Brazil. Harris is here from Malaysia. Very cool. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. This is awesome. So if I go here, you can hear the same notes, the same pitches. Okay? And then I've got to the right. So what I'm going to do is put my first finger on that A, And I'm going to go, now you could go to your pinky here, to the C, and then the third finger right here. If you'd rather play it with your third and pinky like this, or third and middle finger, that would be okay too. But if you listen to all three of those, you can hear they're all going to sound the same in terms of pitch. And you can also kind of A-B that against what you were doing last week so you understand not only the visual difference, but the aural difference between a major and a minor that we're doing this week, right? Major was here, now minor is here. Major was here, now minor is here. So we're just lowering the third, okay? In theory, we call that a minor third. So we're going from A to C, which is a minor third, and then C to E, which is a major third. And again, if you don't know that, it's okay. But just use your ears for now. And of course, you can watch this on YouTube or Facebook or wherever. You can watch it as many times as you want to kind of get it. Let's see here. Eric is here from upstate New York. How you doing, bud? And Doug, let's see here. Doug says, question, Steve, do you have a course that specifically teaches triads and arpeggios, but more importantly, how to incorporate them into our playing? I do. It was just released from GuitarZoom like last month or something like that. It's called Fretboard Framework, I think is what we called it. And it talks about triads and development of them across your fretboard and then how to use those in your playing. So if you get a chance, Doug, you can always check that out. Okay, thanks for asking. Caesar is here from Canada, Rusty from Texas, JC from Panama, Patrick is here from Slovakia, very cool. Angelo from Indonesia, let's see here, from the Netherlands. Different is your name on here, so Different is here from the Netherlands. How you doing? Michael is here from South Wales. Thank you, everybody. This is so great. I'm so glad that you're taking time out to hang out with me. This is great. So if that makes sense, so we'll keep going here. So we have minor, to the left, over the top, to the right. So now let's move to the fifth string and do exactly the same thing. So I'm going to go to the A. I'm going to go up here to the 12th fret. I can work to the left. So I'm playing 12, 10, and 9. And then over the top would be 12, 10, and then 14 on that same string. So you notice again, I'm using my middle finger, same fingers I was using over here. And then to the right, I'd put my first finger on that 12. And you know, you might when you're down here, you might use your third or your pinky and your third because the frets are a little bit bigger. And maybe when you come up here, you use your first and your third and your middle because the frets are a little smaller. It doesn't matter, whatever works for you. Let's see here. Thank you, Eric. Eric has some really kind words to say. I appreciate that. Sheila from Amsterdam is here from the Netherlands. That's awesome. Thank you. Luke is here from South Africa. Thank you so much. Dorian says that shirt is sinful. Yeah. Thank you. Let's see here. Wallet is here from Jordan. How you doing? Pradeep is here. Thank you so much for being here. Martin is here from Switzerland. Larry from Illinois. Thank you so much, everybody. So we now have our minor triads on the 5th string and the 6th string. We're working to the left, over the top, and then to the right. And again, that's my perspective. You might be flipped around if you play the guitar the other way, but you get the idea. So now I'm going to go to the 4th string. It's going to work the same way. I'm going to the 4th string. I'm going to work to the left, only this time it's going to look like this. It's going to go 7, 5, 5. Because of that tuning between the G and B strings, it's going to look different. I can't play this because it's not going to work. So I'm playing my 3rd, 1st, and then 1st again. Okay? Yes, this is the Cort G290 Fat number 2, which I don't know if it's available yet for purchase, but it's a great guitar. It's a lot of fun to play. Thank you. Somebody else said they enjoyed that too. Milsa, excuse me, is here from Poland. Thank you so much. Okay? So if that makes sense. Now we're going to work over the top. It's going to work exactly the same way. We'll put our middle finger here. And then we could go to the right. Okay? Let's see here. I'm going to show you just a little bit of context in just a second here, okay? Rysiek says, my birthday was a few days ago. Wishes from Steve would be the best birthday present. Happy birthday to you. I hope you had a wonderful birthday. Yeah. My birthday's next month. It just keeps going. So we've got minor over the top, to the right. Minor here, over the top, to the right. minor, over the top, to the right. Okay, and again, you don't have to rush through these. Just get used to kind of learning how to see them. And again, A, B, between what makes it major, the sound of it, what makes it minor, the sound of it, that sort of thing, you can get used to those. Now we're going to move to the third string, do the same thing. So I'm going to head up here to this A right here. I'm on the third string, so I'm working to the left, and now it's going to look like this. It's going to go 14, 13, 12. And again, it looks a little different because of the tuning. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. It's 14, 13, and 12. See that? And then if I wanted to work over the top, it would be 14, 13, and then moving up to the 17 on the same string. And then if I wanted to work to the right, it'd be 14, 17, 17. So remember, when you get to the fourth string and the third string, they look a little bit wonky because they're a little bit different that way. Amir is here from Virginia. How you doing, bud? Mel is here from the UK. Doug, yeah, people all over the world. It's awesome. It's always really wonderful. Vox is here from Indonesia. Thank you so much for being here, buddy. So if that makes sense, this one, 14, 13, 12, 14, 13, 17 on the same string, and then 14, 17 on the same string, and then heading up here. John from Philippines, how you doing, buddy? So those are the ones that you got to get used to a little bit. And again, I'll show you in just a second kind of the connections of these across the guitar that might help you a little bit as well. So now we're going to move to the second string. Now when we move to the second string, I've got an A here at the 10th fret. Now I can't do to the left because I don't have enough strings. I can play 10, 8, and then that's it. I'm out of strings. But I can do over the top right here. So I can do 10, 8, 12. Spike Man is here from the UK. How you doing, buddy? Mark says, Steve, where are you at? I'm actually in just outside of Fargo, North Dakota. That's where I live. Okay, Damon is here from Niagara Falls. We got someone here from San Diego. How you doing, bud? St. Eugene from New Hampshire is here. Stu from Florida is here. Very cool. Okay. Raheel says, I understand moving left and right, but what does over the top mean? It means, if you think about it, when I play, like if I jump down here and show you, when I'm playing to the left, this is just a visual thing I'm thinking of. I'm moving my fingers toward the left. When I do this one, there's really no other good name to call it but over the top. I'm staying in this one spot. And then to the right is over here. So it's just a visual way of looking at it. That's all it is. Okay? So we've got 14, 13, 12, 14, 13, 17, and then 14, 17, 17. Okay? And then we come over here, we've got 10, 8, and we can't do the over to the left, but we can do over the top. And then here, we can do 10, 13, and then 12. So we can do to the right as well. So that's what you try and practice are those. Now, just like last week, what we want to be able to do is kind of connect these together, okay, into larger pictures, whether it's something that moves you this way across the fretboard or something that moves you this way across the fretboard. So what I like to do, let's say, for instance, I took this one down here and I played this. Now that one to the left there, I'm playing 5, 3, and 2, and it's leading me from the 6th string to the 5th string to the 4th string. So then what I could do is I could just simply move into another position. Right there, I'm moving to the 7th fret, which is the A. I already showed you this one. But I'm on the 4th string doing to the left again. So I'm moving from this one. And then I could move to the A here and play over the top. And you'll notice I'm doing 3 different ones, and it's moving me across the guitar this way. Now, you don't have to do all of those. You might just do 2 of those. It's a nice position shifter if you think about it. That's all I'm really doing here is I'm shifting positions. So as I play, you could do something like that. Or if you want to play over the top, I could go here and play what I call to the right, and then play to the left, and connect those 2 together, and then I would stay in the same spot there. Thanks, Mark. And I could just put those 2 together right there. You see? You can do this any way you want. Like, one thing that I do a lot is, let's say I'm up here in A minor and I'm doing to the left here at the 12th fret. Okay? And then I could do this one over the top right here. So I'm going... And of course, if you know anything about sweeping, that's a perfect spot to try and do that sort of thing too, because it's all sitting in one spot, and the way that you're using your fingers makes it easier to try and move from one string to the next. Where when you're doing something like this, it's a little bit harder because you're having to shift and you're staying, you're moving from 6, 5, and 4 to 4, 3, and 2 to, 3, 2, and 1. You're kind of shifting around. When you stay in one spot, you can just kind of move through that, and it makes it a little bit easier. Here's something else that I like to do is I'll do that same idea of kind of slicing through, where I'll play, again, to the left, and then move to the 3rd string here and play to the left, and put those two together and make a pattern out of that. You see, whatever it is that you like to do. And somebody was asking about using it in context. What I think about in context is that, again, arpeggios to me, triads, if you will, that we're doing right now, don't necessarily have to be used in a fast way, although that can be very cool. It can be used in a very melodic way. So if I was thinking about it being an A minor, for instance, I could play something. You see how I could take just the idea of that triad and then wrap around a scale. And do something like that. So you could very easily just move from a triad idea into a more scale idea. And now think about that triad as it's just sort of propelling you across the guitar. See how that works? And so it works really nice if you always think about when you're playing, like I always call it, there's a lot of words I use, but dynamic contrast, where when you're playing, you're trying to think, if you're playing too scalular, if it sounds like you're playing too many just up and down ideas, you try and figure out how to break out of that. And one thing that I use a lot is what I call intervallic movement, which is, playing where I kind of jump around and I bounce around. Well, triads are great for that because they force you to only play one or two notes on a string, and then you have to move. So you don't get that scale sound. So if you break up your scale motion with some occasional, again, whether you call them arpeggios or you call them triads, it's really nice to do, because when you're playing, see, you can always drop into that. And then you can fall back into a scalar idea. And then fall back into a triad anywhere you want. And then maybe you fall into... you could just do that anywhere you want. It's a great thing to learn how to do. And as Michael says, it's very melodic, which is absolutely true. So hopefully this will help you this week, give you something else to work on. Last week we did major. This week we worked on minor. Next week I have no idea what we're going to do, but I'll figure out something for you, all right? So take care. Have a great week. Stay positive. Keep practicing. If you're looking for any guitar material, always head over to guitarzoom.com. Check out what I've got for guitar courses, what we've got to offer for memberships, that sort of thing. And most importantly, keep practicing and stay positive. Sometimes it's not easy to do. I want you to work as hard as you can at it, all right? So take care.